is Rachel. If you're new here, I do videos about being a Christian girl who has a disability and a service dog. So, if any of that interests you, please subscribe. And I thank you to those of you who have been joining the fam recently, because it's really gonna help, because the more of you that watch and subscribe and stuff like that, it will change the world's perspective of disability, and it will get our mission out there, because more people will be seeing it and it will be recommended in YouTube's algorithm, and etc, etc. So today's video is actually a story time about how I was treated one time when I was in pre-K. I told you guys that going to school with a disability is really, really rough. And this is one of those very scary stories, and something that needs to be talked about, because it needs to stop happening. Like, seriously, it was terrible. So, I was in pre-K this time, right? So, I was a little baby, because pre-K is when you start school in the US. Well, technically, your parents can put you in daycare and stuff like that, and like preschool, but pre-K is when elementary, which is your first level of actual school starts, because it goes from elementary, middle school, high school. And so in elementary school, pre-K is your very, very first year. So I was a wee little one. I was very, very tiny. I was a pre-K-er. I didn't understand that I was disabled at this time, or that I had startle reflexes or medical problems or anything of that nature. None of that crossed my mind at this point in my life. So I was going to the bathroom, right? And basically everyone else in the class was napping, because you'll know when you're in your very first couple grades, it usually starts in first grade, but like kindergarten and pre-K, they still take naps. Well, technically the napping thing, like as far as the school goes, stops in kindergarten. Anyway, this was my school experience. So all of the other kids were sleeping, right? And I was going to the bathroom. Now, I had this potty chair with a raised back and two arms. But anyway, it was like a wooden potty chair, you know? And they put me on it. And obviously, I'm not old enough at this point in my life to advocate for myself and say I have severe startle reflex issues. None of that, okay? Nothing. So I asked for them to hold my hand, because that was my way of communicating to them. Y'all, I get startles, you know, but I just thought, because I was so young, when a startle reflex happens, I just need someone to hold my hand, and that's literally all I wanted. And I got so scared. Because A, they would not hold my hand and assist me. they were both, like, say this was the wall they had to stand up against, okay? All of the aides and the paras were standing here like this, hands like behind their back, not helping me at all. I get so off balance and so symptomatic that I start screaming and crying because I don't know what else to do. And I honestly don't know how those children did not wake up. But it was horrible. Anyway, so I was being tortured because I was sitting on the toilet having a very bad startle reflex. Obviously, I wasn't old enough yet to be able to recognize this is a medical issue. You know, like, startle reflexes were normal. I, like, was just having a tantrum because that's how young children communicate to you when they don't know what's wrong with them. So I was screaming and crying. He says that he could hear me screaming from, like, when he got, like, onto the pre-K hallway, which I don't know if A, he's exaggerating, or B, like, I was, because, like, why wouldn't other teachers have known what was going on then? You know what I mean? Not saying he's lying, but that's where I'm confused at the part of the story. All I know is that he, like, came in the classroom, got me out, picked me up, and left. Like, it was insane. Like, I was just in such a panic and so upset from the whole experience. And all that was happening was I was having a startle reflex, and I was trying so desperately to communicate that to them as best I could, with me not even knowing what was really going on because I was so young. So, like, our school system, y'all, yes, there are really good paras. I have had amazing ones over the years. But there are some traumatic things that do happen within the school system. And I literally think I remember this because of how traumatic it was. Because, y'all, it's been a long time ago. Like, a super long time ago. Because I'm 16 now. And I was in pre-K. Like, stuff like that sticks with you for the rest of your life. So if you're a teacher, I'm begging you, be careful with children with disabilities, because they could be experiencing something with their disability, but they just don't know how to communicate it to you because either they can't or they're too young, etc., etc. Anyway, and my dad and my mom didn't sue the school. They threatened to. My dad was like, I very well could have sued the school. Hey guys, yes, I know my toilet is making a weird noise. I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to pop in from present time when I'm editing this and let you guys know, as far as, like, the idea of lawsuits behind this situation, The reason why neither of my parents sued, because I just asked my mother, is because there was no physical injury sustained. Yes, my mother and my father were very, very mad at the mental abuse, but there was no physical injury sustained. But let me tell you, if those teachers even thought about putting a hand on me, it would have been like hit the nail on the head right then and there. But trust me, y'all, my parents were so mad about this situation, as any parent should be. I mean, come on, let's just be honest. But I wanted to clear this up so that you guys weren't like, where was your mom's opinion, or where was the idea of suing the school for the abuse? First off, my mom was livid at the school. She just had my dad come and pick me up. Second, because she couldn't be there. And second, she was on an out-of-town trip. So, yeah. So y'all don't be saying,
And I would come for my kid.
in a heartbeat. My mom was out of town. And yeah, just wanted to clear up kind of what I felt like would raise a lot of questioning and stuff like that about this video. So I love you guys and continue watching. Stuff like this should not be happening. It's ridiculous. I can tell you one thing, they've never spoken to my parents the same way again. And when I say they, I mean my pre-K teacher. Because girl, you just don't abuse children. Don't do it, okay? It's not a cup of tea, right? Don't drink that cup of tea. Don't go down the route of abusing children. And my parents are so amazing. It is my most horrible startle reflex story ever. And I hope that if you're a teacher, you do not take disability lightly and that you respect children with disabilities. And if you're a preschool teacher of a kid with a disability, do not disrespect them. Do not hurt them. Understand that sometimes they can't communicate to you what is going on in their head. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for sticking to the end. Please give this video a like, because we have to have some people knowing about this story so things like this don't continue to happen in the future. I don't know why I haven't told this story sooner. It just like came to my head when I was in class today. That's when I come up with YouTube video ideas. Sometimes like I'll be doing like the most random stuff and an idea will pop in and I'm like, oh, I'll do that on Tuesday or Thursday or whenever and blah blah blah. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you next Tuesday. Bye.